All right. I think we're good. I think we're good. Everything's oh wait. Let me turn my mic off. There we go. All right. Hello everyone. Welcome back. This is Soul Commodore here, and we are back at the table. Well, the wall actually. Doing some more art today. We finished this piece last time. I just haven't taken it off the wall yet. Ort. Hey, Pineapple, how you doing today? How are you doing? Good to see you. And also Zell, how are you? Somehow you got here just in time. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So we finished this piece last time. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it off the wall. And I'm going to quickly show you guys what you can do if you decide to paint before you stretch a canvas, like I do. I'll show you the quick way to like store this and make everything look good. You're awake? Well, I mean, that's half the battle. Looking great? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because we are going to be starting a new piece today, but that requires us taking this down first. So, we'll do that. Because I've sometimes had questions like, does it affect the painting at all if you don't stretch it on a frame first? I'm about to show you that no, it's still okay if you don't do that first. So I'm going to take these corners out. That is a huge canvas. Yeah, this one's 30 by 50, 30 inches by 50 inches. So it's a big one. I think this is the third biggest canvas that we've done. Hot dang, yeah. So basically, I mean, you want to be careful with this, but you can... Canvas and paint are a little tougher than people give it credit for. Basically, you're just going to start rolling it. Try not to get too many creases in it. But if you do, that's even fixable afterwards. And then, once you get the roll going, you're just going to roll it up. Yeah, this the next piece that we're doing isn't going to be that big. It's going to be slightly smaller. And then you just roll it up like this. Oop. And if you don't actually cut your canvas square, like I didn't, you're probably going to have some variance like this here and on this end, but that's okay. But here you go. Now your painting is preserved. This is actually how a lot of artists ship like very, very large paintings. Because if you have a 6x4 canvas, like shipping that is going to be ridiculously expensive, right? So what they'll do is they'll like basically unstaple or untack the painting from the frame, and then they'll just roll it up and they'll ship this, and then sometimes they'll break down the frame and ship the frame separately. Sometimes I've heard of artists like going to the place where the piece is going to be and just basically building another frame and then reframing it there. This is also how art conservators conserve pieces, especially pieces that need new frames, new stretchers, because they'll build a new stretcher and then they'll stretch the old painting on the new stretcher. So you hadn't thought of pinning it on the wall? I like that idea. Yeah, I like it because this wall is a fairly large size. And as such, I can basically go as big as the wall will let me, which is a lot bigger than an easel, or I used to paint on my bed because I didn't have the wall space. So yeah, it's nice. It gives you a lot more room to work. All right, so I'm just going to throw this over here. And now we're going to pull up our new piece of canvas, which is much smaller. This painting's not going to be nearly as big, but that's okay. We don't need it to be as big. I want to try and avoid that, so we're going to put that there. It's also handy to have the tacks in your hands when you do that. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, in another case of do as I say, not as I do, never put tacks in your mouth. Just never put tacks in your mouth. It's just a bad idea. This wall is extremely hard to tack things into. It's like my biggest pet peeve about it. But tacks are so tasty. They are. Okay, I'm gonna reposition the camera a little bit. Well, actually, I don't know. Now we just need 2 more. These will do. They wouldn't make them bite size if they didn't want you to bite them. I like that logic, Pineapple. I do quite enjoy that logic. It's true. This is one of the smaller paintings that we've done. You're chock full of false logic like that? I don't know. I think that's pretty true logic, personally. Okay, we're gonna just reposition it a bit to get these creases out as best we can. There we go. All right. So this piece is quite a bit smaller than the previous pieces we've done. I'm going to try to get it all in frame. I think the bottom of the frame is going to get cut off a little bit, but that's about as far away from the canvas as I can get without completely compromising the mic quality. Because y'all can still hear me okay, right? Hopefully you can. Okay. Y'all are very far away right now. I'm just gonna check something real quick, so don't mind me. I just realized that I forgot to change something before the stream, so we're gonna do that now. There we go. I forgot to update my question of the day, because we do have that new command. I forgot to put it in the little box, but yeah, we have a new command. Question of the day, just exclamation point QOTD. Yeah, I'm biting the style of some other people on here because I think it's a good idea to have a question of the day. See, we're just getting the bottom of that thing now. We'll just leave the camera there. What was the command again? Oh, exclamation point QOTD. Alright, so with all that set, let's grab our palette and get some paint together. Good. It's such a little thing, but I like it when the commands actually work. Where Where are my paints? There are my paints. So we're going to get some white, some black. We'll need a little bit of blue and a little bit of red, and might as well get a little bit of yellow on the palette too. Fine point ink pens. Nice, nice. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, you do. You do incredible work with those pens, I must say. Like pretty outstanding stuff. Ah. Oh, that was a little more yellow than I needed. Yeah, no problem, no problem. My favorite creative outlet? I would say probably what we're doing. Painting. I was considering doing a drawing, but with drawing, because I really do, drawing is my first love, especially charcoal drawing. But the thing is, I don't have very good paper. I have a lot of paper, but none of it's very good for charcoal. So I have to go get some new paper. But yeah, there's something about acrylic painting that just, I don't know, hits me in the right spot. Oh, come on. There we go. Also, never do that. Don't open tubes of paint with your teeth. Good paper makes a big difference. Yeah. Because I used to work at a warehouse. It was a distribution warehouse where they sold a whole bunch of like high-end camera equipment and accessories, and some of the accessories were paper. So sometimes I was able to like walk away with like discount paper that they weren't going to be using, or it was going to be discarded, or someone returned it, but it was all like cut up and everything, like the edges and all that, and they weren't going to be able to sell it. So I would take it. But it turns out that a lot of that paper isn't very good for actually doing charcoal, which is a shame because I've got so much of it. But hey, what are you gonna do, right? All right, so we got our big brush. Now I may not be able to. I won't be able to see chat for just a second. I just want to bring up the reference image that I took just to make sure that we're laying down the right colors in the right areas, because we're going to start with the sky. So feel free to keep chatting, and I'll catch up with chat in just a second. I just have to bring up this image. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, there we go. Because we're basically going to just start by laying out blocks of color. Starting with just plain old white. And then we're going to start introducing a little bit of black and a little bit of blue to it. And this is just a big old carpenter's brush. Or a house painter's brush, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, we're just laying down blocks of color right now, and then we'll make it more detailed as we go. Because these don't really look like clouds at all right now, but they will. Yeah. So we're going to switch brushes because I'm discovering this brush is a little bit, it's actually a little bit too big for what I'm trying to do here, which sometimes happens. Just checking on chat real quick. Okay, cool. All right. So we're going to grab this smaller brush and we're going to hope and pray that this particular brush doesn't leave too many bristles behind. Because it sometimes has a habit of doing that. Okay. So now we're going to come over here and get this blue-gray color back. Just kind of blend that in. Now we're going to introduce a little more black. Get off of there. I'm going to bring this down in here. And again, this is all going to get a much, what's the word I'm looking for? It's gonna get the once over once we get going. This is not yet its final form. back in with some black. Yeah, this is all going to get touched up as we go. And it's going to get much more blended. But we're just kind of starting with this for now. Oh, a little bit of yellow got in there, but that's actually all right. For this part of the clouds, that will actually work a little bit. We can work with that. It's a little bit too dark. I don't know about you all, but I love winter, but there comes a point every winter where I start yearning for summer and summer storms. And I must say that it's happened already for me this year. Like I'm kind of done with winter right now. It's been fun, but I'm ready for some warmer weather and some stormy weather. Because rain is my favorite type of weather, so. There we go. And like I said, this is all gonna get more blended as we go. But we're just laying stuff in now. Okay, so now we're gonna have to grab some more white paint, but now we're actually gonna start blending all this together and making it look like actual clouds. So I will just grab a different brush. I think we'll go with this bad boy. This nice round brush. Now where did my rag go? There it is. Hey, Chrissy. Yes. We're starting on something new today. We finished the last painting, so yeah, we're starting something fresh. How are you today? Hope you're having a good day so far. I haven't posted the painting that we just finished yet on any of my, like on my website or on Instagram or anything yet. But if you want to see how it turned out, you can check the last VOD for our last art stream. And you can just skip right to the end because I sort of go over the details and all that kind of stuff. If you're interested in seeing how it turned out. Feel free to do that. Okay. Good, thanks. Just making lunch on a relaxing. Nice. What's for lunch? What's on the menu? Okay. So. I'm going to start by blending these out a bit, just with some white paint. local store sells a California roll sushi bowl. Trying my best to replicate. Nice, nice, nice. Hey, Redria Place. Yes, yes, we decided on doing a painting. I was saying earlier how I was debating that, but I don't really have any good charcoal drawing paper. I have a lot of paper, but none of it's very good for that particular medium. So we probably won't do a charcoal drawing until we get better paper. But yeah, welcome in. How are you today? Love the cam setup? Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Y'all are a bit further away from me today, just because this is a more vertical painting, so. Yeah, well, I hope the California roll sushi bowl turns out well. I'm sure my girlfriend would absolutely love to try that out. I myself, I'm not the biggest fan of sushi, but she loves sushi. So we're just kind of blending all this out, making it look more like a sky. A nice, some nice storm clouds rolling in. Oop. That was a little bit too much paint, but that's all right. We'll just blend that out. Okay, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. The nice thing about working on clouds is that there's such organic shapes that you can kind of just do. I mean, there are certain rules to it, but there's not many. So you can kind of just do whatever it is that you feel. And the rules are basically mostly just, basic rules of like shadow and light. Outside of that, though, it's kind of carte blanche. You can make them take on whatever shapes you want. Gonna grab some lunch and lurk, enjoying the vibes. Cool, cool, cool. Feel free to drop what you're having for lunch too. But yes, I appreciate you tuning in, tuning in, and I appreciate the lurk. I always feel like somebody's watching me. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the lurk, and I'm glad that you enjoy the vibes. Oh, hold on. I think we got a... I did, yes. That's what I thought. I forgot to loop the video. I forgot to loop the music, I should say. There we go. So we've got all that. So now we're going to start introducing some of the gray up here. And again, we don't want a whole lot of paint on our brush. We're not working with a whole lot of paint. So that's going to make it much easier to blend. Which seems kind of counterintuitive, because you would think having more paint on the brush would be easier to blend. But I don't know. For my particular process, it's easier if you don't have as much paint on the brush. Okay, I'm going to switch over to my reference image real quick. So again, feel free to keep chatting. I will just catch up with chat in a second. I just have to look at all this to make sure that we're going in the right direction. And this is the reference image for this particular painting is from actually just outside of my girlfriend's parents' house. It was a stormy day, and I really liked how the clouds were setting up. I thought it made for a pretty dynamic image. So I just snapped some pictures before the rain started falling. Okay, it's looking pretty good. This comes over here. Now this is like, I'm probably going to leave about 1.5 inches to actually stretch the painting. So some of this is going to be off the edge of the painting, but that's alright. Like I've said before, I do still like doing detail work, even if it's going to be off the edge of the painting. Because the way that I stretch these, because I stretch these after the painting is done, and you can't see the face of the painting when you're putting it on the stretcher, so you might have to do some repainting if you don't do as much detail as you can, even to like the edges, because part of the painting that you might want on there may not be completed enough, but there it is on the face of the painting, and you've just got like a big old white spot, and it's like, oh, I thought that would have been off the edge, but it wasn't. So then you got to like repaint it. So it just saves you some hassle down the road. Now that's really only relevant if you're like me and you don't stretch the canvas beforehand. There's absolutely nothing wrong with stretching the canvas beforehand and then painting on that. I just, for some reason, this process jives with me better. So I do it this way. Okay, so now we're going to grab some white. And we're going to continue just blending. And we're going to use a couple of different brushes for this blending here. Like a couple of different sized brushes, to be more specific. Okay. So let me grab the other smaller round brush. And we'll clean that off. And I'll check chat real quick before we go back to the reference image. Loving it so far. I've got to run for now. Have a great stream. Can't wait to see how this turns out. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming out, Pineapple. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. No, I do appreciate you you coming out and watching for a little bit. I appreciate all of you. Okay. So, we're going to go back to the reference image now. Yeah. I just have to zoom in on it a bit. There we go. So I just took some white paint and now I'm just kind of blending it upwards to sort of get that separation between the two layers of clouds. And again, for this, your process may differ, but I like to have as little paint on the brush as possible. I just feel it makes it go easier and much smoother. I think it's because it's easier to control. When you have too much paint on the brush, it's harder to control where the paint goes. Of course, too much paint is subjective. It's all relative. It just depends on what you want out of your piece. So, my too much paint could possibly be your too little paint, you know? It's all relative. But that's looking pretty good. It's looking like how I intended it. which really sometimes is half the battle. I should also mention too, if anything's hard to see, let me know. I can attempt to bring the camera closer, so you get a better look at what it is that we're doing. And I'll check in with chat in just a second. Sometimes you kind of get on a roll and you forget. So I'll be with all you fine people in just a second, just to catch up, and then I'll come back to the reference image, just to make sure all this is looking the way we want it. Okay, that's looking fairly good, I think. So let me switch over to this. Okay. And I'm not trying to get this exactly like the reference image. Just having the reference image as a guide really helps in terms of the placement of things and the shapes and all that kind of stuff. but by no means is it's more of a roadmap, and then we're kind of like tailoring our journey the way we want it to. Like sometimes we'll take the journey exactly as the map says, and sometimes we'll take a bunch of detours and take the scenic route, and you know, do stuff like that. Just a nice little guide. But we're not looking to get it exactly right. At least I'm not. So I want a nice run up there. Okay, that's looking it's looking all right. Ooh, that was that was too much paint. That was a lot more paint than I wanted, but that's all right. We'll work with it. We'll draw it out. So I'm just going to take a step back and just look at this from a distance. Make sure that we're on the right track. And I feel like we're on the right track. I feel like we're getting there. We're close. I might change some of the colors in some of the clouds in here. Like I might brighten them a little bit. Not anything too drastically, but I might just brighten them up a tad bit. Might as well do that now. No time like the present. Yeah, I like that color a little bit better. Yeah, yeah, that's better. Lightening it up was a good idea. Now we're going to do the same thing down here. Again, we're not using a whole lot of paint on the brush. There's really not much paint at all. There we go. That's more the color I want. You can do the exact same thing to this little cloud down here. Still going to be dark, but it's not going to be as dark because it doesn't need to be that dark. Yeah. Get a little bit of blue in there. Just start sort of blending this in together. There we go. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but it works for what I'm trying to do. It's never perfect, but I'm not sure you would want it to be anyway. The imperfections is what makes it fun and more interesting to look at, I think. Yeah, this is looking pretty solid, I think. And sometimes, like I just did there, sometimes it takes, you know, repainting an area over and over again until you get it the way that you want it. You know? And there's no shame in that. Some people feel like if they don't get something in their work that they were going for like the first time around, that they kind of like failed at it. It's like, well, I mean, I suppose in the technical sense, sure, you failed at it, but it doesn't mean you can't try it again and just keep working it. Because if you think of it this way, if you're working on something in a painting and it doesn't work the first time, especially with you know, because you can either paint over dry acrylic paint or you can wipe away oil paint. Every time you redo it, it's just more practice, right? So if you reframe it as a less like, oh, I failed at it, and reframe it to a way it's like, oh, well, we get to practice this again, you know. I feel like that's more beneficial than getting down on yourself because it didn't turn out the way that you wanted it the first time. It's like, okay, that's all right. That didn't work, but now we get to practice it again. And you can keep reworking it until it finally works, you know? We tend to put so much of ourselves into our work, like especially creative work, that it's very easy to feel like you failed if things don't turn out the way you wanted them to the first time, or the second time, or the third time. But if you're like me and you get to feeling that way with your work, just try reframing that. It may not work for you, but I know it helps me to reframe it as like, well, we got to practice that. Hopefully we only have to practice it one more time, but if not, we'll just practice it again. You know. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Okay. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to finish off this little section here. And then I'm going to take a quick break, just get some water and all that. And then we'll come back and continue what we were working on. but we'll just finish blending all this in. I need to clean this brush anyway. I didn't quite want that dark, so I'll make it a little lighter. Oh, there's a little bristle. There we go. There we go. All right, so that's looking pretty good. So I'm gonna wash my brush and we're gonna take a quick break. And during that break, like you can go get a drink yourself, get a snack, go to the washroom, pet your dog. You know, you do whatever you want to do. And then we will be back here in just a couple of minutes. Yeah, so I will be right back, everybody. So stay tuned. All right, be right back.
Maybelline New York's new Colossal Curl Bounce Mascara.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. I was opening up the stream of the person that we're going to be rating in about 45 minutes, and an ad started playing, so I muted that pretty quick. But yeah, I just wanted to see how long they had been streaming, and They haven't been streaming for that long. So we're gonna get back to the painting. So for now, again, feel free to chat if you want to. I'm gonna have my reference image up, so I won't see it right away, but I am gonna be checking in with chat in just a minute. But we're just going to. Where's my rag? There it is. We're just gonna look at the reference image and make sure we're on the right track first. And I think, based on the reference image, I can still stand to lighten some of this stuff up still. So I think that's what we're going to do. Introduce a little bit of blue in there. There we go. See how that looks. That might have been too much blue, so we're going to go back in, put in some black to neutralize it a little bit, and add some more white to lighten it up. Okay, that's more of the color that we want. Just in the center here, we'll make it a little bit darker, but then we will immediately go back in with the lighter color and brighten up all around it. And just blend it very nice and smooth. A little bit too light. That's also a little bit too light. If you couldn't tell from the last couple of projects that we've done on this channel, I do I do really enjoy painting clouds. I find them pretty fun to paint. There's just something kind of relaxing about them, I guess. and that you're pretty much free to make the shapes however you like. Very organic. There we go. Okay, let me check in on chat just to see what's going on over here. It also gives me a good view of the painting. So we're coming along pretty nice. Okay. Good. Good. Okay, so now we're going to start moving our way this way. Start putting in some highlights. This all just kind of blends together in here. Yep. again, we're going to come on the inside and just start blending this out. Just like so. There we go. This is all starting to come together. I do want to change that a little bit. Bring it down this way first. Oh, I think I'm standing right in front of it. Maybe that angle will help a little better. Okay, so we're going to come up under this and erase some of this because this is going to come right down here. That's the shape that I want that to take. So that's what we'll do. Going to introduce a fair amount of blue to that because we got to come in here and get rid of some of that. Trying our best to color match what's already on the canvas. I watch a couple of art conservators on YouTube. I'm watching some of their videos, and it's crazy how precise their color matching is when they're conserving a piece. Like it's insane. And color matching is very difficult to do. Like it's difficult for me to do, and we're working on like a piece that's in progress, right? Like, let alone working on a piece that's, you know, however many decades old. And Okay, so once again, I'm going to take a step back, see where we're at, what we can improve, and what still needs some work. Because I do like how this is turning out. I do like how it's looking. But just seeing where we can make some improvements. Alright. How much time do we got left? We got about 25 minutes left. Alright. I guess more like 20 minutes left. But that's alright. That's a good amount of time. Just going to come back in here with our white. And we'll start blending it. For anybody who watched the streams where we were working on that 6-foot painting, 6 foot by 4 foot, this process really isn't that much different than what we were doing in that painting in terms of like making the clouds. It's pretty much the same process. Now we are going to put a line of demarcation here. Because there's a cloud here that is going to be darker. So we're going to work on that right now. Well, I'm going to fill all this in first. And then we'll do that. So we'll come back to that in a second. But for now, we're going to come in here. We're going to work on this space. Make this cloud just a little bit darker than the others. But we're going to blend it out the same way. Just like so. some white on the brush, and we'll start. There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. To be honest, this whole area would be easier with the larger round brush, so I think I'm going to switch brushes. Okay, there we go. So now we got our larger round brush. Just because it's a larger area to fill, it's going to be easier to do so with this larger brush. There's a little bit of yellow on there, so we'll just try to get rid of some of that. By adding a touch of blue to kind of neutralize it a little bit. It won't work 100%, but It'll work enough. Okay. Blend this a little bit better. Yeah. And from there, there we go. There we go. We're close. We're very, very close. We got about 5 or so minutes left. So we may not get the entire sky done today, but we will have made a pretty good dent in it, which I'm happy with. Because there's some stuff in here that I want to figure out, but we can do that next time. Especially considering we pretty well have everything mapped out. Now it's just a matter of, adding more and more detail to it. Which, in some respects, is kind of the easy part. Figuring out where everything's going, for me, sometimes is the harder part. But we did take care of that, so... Okay. I just have to leave that alone for now, because the pigment's starting to get pulled up. Okay, one more little bit, and then we're going to call it a day. Just want to come through here and re-blend some of this. Because over the course of doing the rest of the painting, it kind of got a little bit washed out. Which sometimes happens. Which is when you just go in and basically redo it. There we go. Okay. So I'll bring y'all in for a little bit of a closer look. And then we will call it a day and we will go on our raid. So let me just grab this. Yeah, Zell, those are clouds. Sorry I didn't answer that earlier. I was looking at my reference image, but yep, these are all clouds. I'm washed up. I'm obscene? Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. There's still a little bit of work to be done, but I like how that's turned out so far. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Also, Chrissy, thank you for doing the BHM. You got to get your BHM back before it ends. There you go. There you go. Yes, indeed. That's crazy that Martin Luther King got stabbed like this. Ridiculous. Why you got to be so good? I don't know, man. It's a good question. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm glad you all think this is good. Of course, because I'm the artist, I see improvements that need to be made, but those will be made next time. Oh man, my box here is a little. Oh, you actually knew that? Nice. The box there got a little cut off, but okay, there we go. And the text is covering my face too. All right, so you took a class on MLK and Malcolm X in college. Nice. A real deep dive. Nice. I don't think my university had classes on them. So, okay. So let me set up this raid because I know exactly who we're raiding. He was in here earlier. We're gonna go say hello to Look, It's Pineapple. So that's what we're gonna do today. The summation probably isn't what people want to hear, to be honest. Well, yeah. I mean, both men were very flawed, but both did very important work. Okay, y'all. So that's going to be it for me today. We're going to go say hello to Look, It's Pineapple. I have to do some things today. So, unfortunately, it's going to be kind of a raid and run situation for me. Unfortunately. But I might come back later in, like if I get everything done that I need to get done. But I do appreciate y'all coming out. The next stream actually is going to be tomorrow. We're going to be back on this. Changing up the schedule a little bit. We're going to be streaming on Mondays instead of Tuesdays now. But yeah, the next stream will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to be back at this painting. So I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. And we're going to go say hello to Look, It's Pineapple. Alright, so let's just get that set up. And yeah, take it easy, everybody. And we'll see you over there for a little bit. Alright.